mad cat.
Sounds like it.
You ever had one of those on the end of your arm? It doesn't feel good. But
they used to train long ago. They used to train cats to be guard cats.
Well, you may have Halloween on your mind, but let me warn you that you need to forget Halloween and remember that Thanksgiving is coming.
The horror classic Halloween returns to theaters in its scariest installment yet. But if you think Halloween's deranged killer Michael Myers is terrifying, don't miss next month's holiday-themed horror film, Thanksgiving. Featuring a host of terrifying sociopaths, all hell-bent on making Turkey Day a nightmare. There's Uncle Bill and his bowling ball-sized goiter. Aunt Audrey, who can't wait to tell you about the pint of fluid they took from her lower back. And most terrifying of all, Cousin Eddie, who wants to talk about politics. Thanksgiving, coming to theaters next month. This film is not yet rated, but trust me, it's not going to be pretty.
Well, a mom in Texas got mad at her teenage son for taking her brand new BMW for a drive. So she drove around with her daughter trying to find him and got him to pull over, opened his door, and started beating the tar out of him with a belt on the side of the road. Sister laughed while she filmed the whole thing. Starts with mom on the phone and another mom.
Well, he's in so much trouble because him and Isaiah live on the same street. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
No, not a problem at all. Keep in touch. Be careful.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.
I just found him.
Call ended.
Pull over now! Give me the belt.
Now she's wailing on him. The dash cam from this point.
How old was he?
I guess old enough to drive.
Not necessarily, but...
Yeah, you don't take a brand new BMW from the person that's paying for it. It will tick them off. An Uber driver reminded his female passenger that she wasn't supposed to drink in the car, but she wouldn't stop. She started swearing instead, and he started recording, and he said the ride was over, and she threw a can of Bud Light at him.
What did you say?
6'5".
No, you cussing me. What did you say?
I did not cuss you, sir.
You cussed me.
What did I say?
I don't know. You've been saying all the F words today. Yeah.
Sir, tell me what I
Okay,
said.
you can get out. This is where you stop. I cannot take you
Sir,
anymore.
Okay, I don't have a phone with me. I cannot call another Uber driver.
But this is your stop, and I cannot tolerate more the behavior than this, so I'm tired. So, Mom, you can get out, please.
You are kidding me.
Yeah.
You are not. Can you take me home, please?
No, you need to get out.
Please take me home.
No, you've been cussing me the whole day, so you need to get out.
Please.
And this
sir,
is your
take me
address.
home.
This is your address. This what happened. This woman is drunk. She threw a bottle of beer in my car.
Okay.
I just despise drunks.
A couple from Tennessee hit 6 Disney theme parks in one day on Wednesday. You wouldn't think that'd be such a big feat, would you? But it was on both coasts of the United States. It was their 10th anniversary. They had breakfast at Disney Hollywood Studios in Florida, walked to Epcot, hit Magic Kingdom, and lunch at Animal Kingdom, took a flight from Orlando to L.A. at 4:30, hit California Adventure at 8 p.m. and Disney before it closed at midnight. And Disneyland before it closed at midnight. Here is the couple explaining it all.
We're calling it Epic Park Hop.
You know, no day is guaranteed, and we always talk about when we retire someday, we'll do cool stuff like this, and we thought, no, we need to live our lives now.
It's so fun to share it and think of people following along with us on our journey.
Both of them. That makes worth it to fly to both coasts. Well, it's your money. You can have fun with it.
What do you pay for a pass like that? $200?
I don't know. You know what the
Okay.
friend of mine says is that the trick is to spend it all before you go so that the last check to the Undertaker bounces.
Yeah.
A couple of Tennessee, well, we did that. A bunch of kids got sick in high school in Nebraska last week, and it turns out the school chef, when did they have a chef in a grade school?
I don't know. I'm imagining that's a bit of hyperbole.
We called them cafeteria workers.
Lunch lady.
But a chef? Come on. Anyway, this chef added kangaroo meat to the beef chili he was serving at lunch.
Oh, that's exotic.
He said he added it because it was just a good lean meat. And no one is saying that the meat was dangerous or unsafe, but yeah, he got fired.
A school superintendent in Nebraska is now apologizing to parents after a school chef added an exotic meat to the chili he was serving up for lunch.
Yeah, listen to this. He added kangaroo meat. So the district leader did not hesitate to alert parents about the unusual addition. He says the head cook added kangaroo because it was, quote, a very lean meat. Well, the superintendent apologized and said it will never happen again and that there was no threat to the children because kangaroo meat apparently does meet USDA standards. Either way, parents, they're just not happy about that one.
I'm on the chef's side. I'm sorry. I mean, and plus, a different palate. You know, let them introduce them to something different.
A little
kangaroo meat there.
Firing the guy over that is ridiculous. Now, Jews and Seventh-day Adventists and others who, don't eat non-kosher meat, that would be a problem. But come on, to fire the guy? Come on.
I mean, don't they publish the school lunch menu
apparently
well ahead of time?
Apparently that wasn't in it. I mean, if it was a beef stuff, then those who keep kosher would have a problem with it because kangaroo's not kosher. But other than that, whatever. Oh, I've got to inform you, your kid ate kangaroo meat.
I'll need my safe space now, won't I?
He didn't waste any time with that. He hopped right to it.
Yeah. Here's some trivia for you. The odds of winning the Mega Million jackpot are 1 in 302 million right now. The Powerball odds are 1 in 292 million. And your chances of winning both of them are 1 in 88 quadrillion. That's 88 followed by 15 zeros.
That's more than we can imagine.
Well, when I was told this at the counter yesterday, I had this to say.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah! There you go.
That's one of your favorite actors right there.
Oh, please. Good news, file. There's a guy in Indiana who's terminally ill, and he recently wanted his favorite pizza from a place called Steve's One Last Time. I do make a good pizza. But it was 200 miles away in Michigan, so his father-in-law called to see if there was any way they could get a pizza to him. And an 18-year-old employee named Dalton Schaefer offered to make the delivery. The crazy part is, it's a takeout place, and it was their first ever delivery. Here's Dalton on how it all went down.
He said that his family was thinking about coming up and grabbing pizza and things like that, but due to the circumstances, they weren't able to do that. I offered to bring pizza to them. The family came up, gave me a hug, everything like that, and it was cool. Their expressions on their face and everything like that was really cool. Anybody that's watching us, just to keep them in mind and pray for them, and I hope the best for them.
Meanwhile, the new good news story. A 34-year-old woman in Pennsylvania is donating one of her kidneys to a 63-year-old retired teacher she never even met. Even though he's a huge Penn State fan, and she's an Ohio State fan. She surprised him this month by showing up at his house dressed as a Penn State mascot, and she made poster board signs that said, "We're a match."
We are a match. And I'm giving you my kidney. Surprise! Thank you. It's pretty cool. Oh my gosh.
And I'm a Sierra Club graduate and an Ohio State fan.
You really have some courage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nice story. Once again, she should have been allowed to buy a kidney.
Do what now?
She should have been allowed to buy a kidney.
She should be allowed?
Should be. Somebody who needs the money and has a kidney and is a match could sell it to her, but that's illegal. So people die.
The Boston Red Sox won another trip to the World Series, beating the Houston Astros 4-1 in Game 5 of the ALCS last night. Here's the final call.
Kimbrel deals in the air, deep left field, hit well. Benintendi on the run. He's got it! And the Boston Red Sox are headed to the World Series. World Series bound. The fourth trip in the last 15 years and the first time since 2013. The Red Sox are headed to the World Series.
What is that, soccer?
No, it has less action than soccer.
Oh.
Much less. Yeah, it's the old throw the pitch, batter backs out, unwraps his gloves, rewraps them, stands back in the box, taps the plate, and puts the bat on his shoulder and waves his bat a little bit, and then the pitcher leans down toward home plate to get the sign, and depending on whether somebody's on base or not, if somebody's on base, then he'll look over at first out of the corner of his eye and then throw the ball to the first base instead. Gets it back, pushes the runner back. And then he gets it back.
And
we go through the whole series again. The batter steps out, rewraps his gloves, and that's baseball today. Oh, we forgot. Got to spit 14 times. That makes me cool. There's something about a baseball field that draws the spit right out of you. And if you look to the dugout, then they're having the sunflower seed shell spitting contest over there, where they put the sunflower seeds in their mouth, and one at a time they crack it open like a bird and get the seed out, and then the shell back out their mouth, because that spitting call is there from the field. And that's why I just love baseball. Not. All right, things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. They include, if I can get to it, just a reminder, well, we did that. All right, in her first appearance since the breakup, Ariana Grande showed up at the with her Pete Davidson tattoo covered up. The LA Angels are opting out of their lease with Anaheim Stadium. I guess they're moving. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have submitted their 2017 federal income tax returns after filing a 6-month extension in April. If you're planning to head to the new Halloween movie, you should know that all AMC theaters have banned wearing masks. Even though Nevada's brothel owner, Dennis Hoff, died this week, he is still expected to win an election to the Nevada State Legislature in less than 3 weeks.
Wow, they must really hate the other guy.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Orange is the New Black, it's officially going to end after its 7th season. Today's impossible question, 72% of women say this is a huge turnoff if a guy does this on a first date.
Accepts calls or does texting. Something with his phone.
If he smokes.
Oh.
Well, what if he's in Canada where it's legal to light up a joint anywhere. Huh? And he holds it over to you and say, "Want some, baby? We'll both have a good time tonight."
Since you're asking me that question and looking to me expecting an answer, I'm going to say they would like that if he had a Chihuahua.
According to Psychology Magazine, studies show that they could be in Colorado, too. Or isn't it legal now in California?
I think it's legal in California.
Yeah. Used to have nice, clean air. Now, everywhere you go, you get that blast of marijuana in your face.
Well, I don't know about
that.
It's
a horrible, pungent smell. According to Psychology Magazine, studies, and do you really want to buy something that, you go into a marijuana shop, and my understanding is they have all these buds in glass jars, and you open the glass jar, do you really want to be buying something that somebody just had their nose over?
Well, as long as they're inhaling, you're okay.
Well, you just don't know. According to Psychology Magazine, studies show that not only does an unhappy marriage make you miserable, it makes these, it just, I have to just say it, it makes wounds heal more slowly. Those stab wounds through the heart take a while. The average working woman hits the snooze button how many times a week?
I'm going to say 7.
20. Can't get her to work.
Again, one of those surveys around the table.
92% of frequent flyer miles go unused every year.
Yes, because the airlines consume them. If you don't use them, you lose them. It's a crock.
I got credit card that's got so many mileage points on it, and I have nowhere to go.
Well, we can remedy that. A lot of gift cards, by the way, you need to, when you're buying gift cards for somebody, take a look at the back and make sure that the terms do not say that after a certain period of time it starts degrading in value by 5 or 10% per month.
Well, it does degrade in value just through inflation.
Inflation, but there are some that, 2 years after you buy them, they're worthless because they have started decreasing.
I'd say, dude, you got 2 years free use of the money. Give me the product now.
It doesn't work that way. The AFES cards are like that, you military people.
Be like that BMW mom. Pull out your belt and start whacking.
Yeah.
I want my money's worth.
100% of cash are given as gifts is redeemed.
Let's see. 68% of women feel guilty if they leave these around until when going to work.
Dirty clothes.
Dishes in the sink. And a survey asked Americans to name the most successful thing in their lives. Number 1 was the mortgage payment. Number 2 was having family come to visit from out of town over the holidays.
The most successful thing. I don't get that one.
I'm sorry, stressful.
Oh, stressful.
My bad. And half of all women have bought outfits that are too small, even though they can't wear them, in hopes that one day they'll fit into them.
Yeah, I can understand. I don't think that's just women necessarily. Although I've never bought anything too small hoping I could get into it. But.
Well, you don't throw it out because someday...
That applies to me, yes.
All right. It's coming up on 8 o'clock. All your latest news, sports, and weather straight ahead, and we will return with Hour 2.
Happy Friday. Starting out the day on a bright and sunny note, and sunshine staying in the forecast throughout the day as highs climb in the mid to upper 60s. Should be a comfortable and crisp fall day outside. But changes arrive tonight as cloud cover moves in and rain will gradually fill in during the overnight hours. Lows tonight falling in the mid to upper 50s. Your Saturday forecast still showing clouds and rain holding on early. Highs in the upper 60s, but clearing by the evening. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump says it's one of the reasons he needs a larger Republican majority in Congress. President blasting Democrats, who he says refuse to support any kind of border security legislation.
To fix our absolutely horrible, old-fashioned, loophole-ridden immigration laws.
With thousands of Central Americans now marching north toward the U.S., the president tells a Republican rally in Montana that he will deploy the military to seal the border if Mexico doesn't disperse the migrant caravan. And Secretary of State Pompeo to meet later today with Mexican officials to discuss the matter. As for the president, he's planning a couple more campaign events out west.
Following a campaign rally in Montana last night, the president addresses supporters this evening in Mesa, Arizona, before wrapping up his three-day trip tomorrow in Nevada. The Trump campaign says all three are critical states in the midterm elections, and the president is making the case to voters to expand Republican majorities in both the House and Senate.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. President Trump acknowledges it certainly looks like missing Saudi columnist Jamal Khashoggi is dead. Mr. Trump says there will be consequences if the Saudis are found to be responsible for his murder.
Well, it'll have to be very severe. I mean, it's bad stuff, but we'll see what happens.
At this point, Mr. Trump says he's awaiting the results of several investigations. Federal cybersecurity experts and state election officials say they're more closely cooperating and are getting better at detecting and foiling attempts by foreign entities to interfere in U.S. elections, including the upcoming midterm elections. On Wall Street this morning, futures pointing to a higher open later on. Dow futures up about 103 points. NASDAQ futures better by 50. S&P futures up 11 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Midterm elections are right around the corner, and it is obvious now that the left will do anything to win. We can't back down now. In fact, we've got to unite on all fronts, and that means paying attention to what your hard-earned dollars are supporting. You may not realize that even your cell phone bill is used to fund liberal causes. So switch now to the nation's only conservative cell phone company, Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile provides nationwide reliable service with unlimited talk and text and no hidden fees. Plus, Patriot Mobile automatically donates a portion of your bill to conservative causes you are voting to protect. Keep your number, bring your own device, or select a new one from our great selection, including Android and iPhones, beginning at only $4 a month. Go to patriotmobile.com/Hugh to get started today. And when you use the offer code Hugh, they'll even waive your activation fee for up to 2 lines. Stop supporting big mobile and liberal causes and make the switch to patriotmobile.com. patriotmobile.com/Hugh, or call 1-800-A-PATRIOT. That's patriotmobile.com/Hugh, or 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-272-8746.
Turkish investigators believe the remains of missing Saudi columnist Jamal Khashoggi may have been quickly removed if he was indeed killed inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul.
The thinking's that Khashoggi's remains may have been taken to a forest on the outskirts of Istanbul or another Turkish city. A Turkish official tells the Associated Press that police have established that 2 vehicles belonging to the Saudi consulate left the building on October the 2nd, the day the missing Saudi writer had walked into his consulate and vanished. One vehicle had gone to the Belgrade forest outside Istanbul, while the other travelled to the city of Yalova. It's unclear if police have already searched these areas. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
China's former internet censor now standing trial on corruption charges, that according to Chinese state media. News and analysis at townhall.com. A Navy helicopter has crashed on the flight deck of the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan.
The Navy's 7th Fleet has issued a statement saying the MH-60 Seahawk crashed shortly after takeoff while the carrier was off the Philippine coast. The Navy says several sailors suffered non-life-threatening injuries and are in stable condition. No word on damage to the helicopter or aircraft carrier, but the Navy says the ship is able to conduct its mission for security and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. The aircraft carrier also has since resumed flight training. I'm Mike Hempen.
David Price has pitched the Red Sox back into another World Series. 4-1 victory over the defending champion Houston Astros. Boston to face either L.A. or the Milwaukee Brewers in the World Series Tuesday night at Fenway Park. More on these stories at townhall.com.
swifter justice for criminal predators and their victims, swifter dismissals for the wrongly accused, and millions of dollars not confiscated from the citizens of Moore County in the form of taxes. I'm Matt Horsley, and these are the reasons I'm supporting Steve Adams for sheriff. Steve Adams actually offers us something new at the executive level. He offers a business executive's perspective. Adams has put marks on the wall that are observable and measurable. Either he'll accomplish his goals or he won't. And at the end of his term, we'll know. If he succeeds, criminals, their victims, and the wrongly accused will receive justice much faster. And instead of taking more, the county will take less of our property to make it happen. Join me and make this a point of conversation with your friends. It's important. Vote for Steve Adams for sheriff.
Find out about Steve's plan at adamsforsheriff.com. That's adamsforsheriff.com. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
Ghost the Musical runs at the historic Temple Theater in downtown Sanford, October 18th through November 4th. Ghost the Musical is adapted from the hit film by its Academy Award-winning screenwriter Bruce Joel Rubin. Ghost the Musical follows Sam and Molly, a young couple whose connection takes a shocking turn after Sam's untimely death. Trapped between two worlds, Sam refuses to leave when he learns Molly is in grave danger. Desperate to communicate with her, he turns to a storefront psychic in the movie played by Whoopi Goldberg, Oda Mae Brown, to help him protect Molly and avenge his death. It features one of the most iconic pop Broadway scores. You can buy tickets online at templeshows.com or call the Temple box office at 919-774-4155. Ghost the Musical, running at Historic Temple Theater in downtown Sanford, October 18th through November 4th.
Hi, Chef Karen here. They say the early bird gets the worm. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you visit Philly and Colts Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays from 4 to 5:30, you're going to get a whole lot more than worms. You're going to get to choose from 4 wonderful entrees that include a salad or a cup of soup for only $18. Make a reservation or just pop in. Join the Philly and Colts Early Bird Bunch and flock to Philly and Colts at Little River Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays between 4 and 5:30, just 4 miles north of the traffic circle on 15501.
I'm an official sounding scientist, and I'm here for a comfort experiment. We're going to recreate the way your home heating system works in your car. Crank up your heat, blast it at your face. Starting to break a sweat? This is central heating. A Mitsubishi Electric Zone comfort solution with hyperheating allows you to get just the right amount of heat exactly where you need it. Fast. No cold drafts. It's comfort made personal. This concludes our little comfort experiment.
Four Seasons Heating and Air, the company that wants you to get comfortable with them. Voted Best of the Pines for 2018.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. President Trump was in Montana last night rallying support for fellow Republicans, using his time to also accuse Democrats of supporting a caravan of Central American migrants moving into Mexico. The president is threatening to use the U.S. military to shut down the southern border to stop the migrants from entering the U.S. CBS News correspondent Chip Reed.
The president continues his Western campaign swing today. He'll hold a rally in nearby Mesa, Arizona tonight, and with Election Day just 2.5 weeks away, he's turning his focus to immigration, just as he did in the presidential campaign.
The start of early in-person voting in North Carolina brought out more people compared to the first day of the last midterm election in 2014. The State Board of Elections says close to 133,000 people cast ballots statewide on Wednesday's first day of early voting, compared to 121,000 4 years ago. Elon University's new president was officially installed yesterday at the Alamance County Institution of Higher Learning. Connie Book is the school's 9th chief executive.
We will hold tight to our student-centered mission to develop the mind, body, and spirit, understanding that this is Elon's foundational strength.
Turkey's government is disputing reports it has given an audio recording of the torture and death of Saudi dissident journalist Jamal Khashoggi to the U.S. CBS News correspondent Holly Williams.
Turkish media is reporting that investigators have expanded their search to a forest on the outskirts of Istanbul, as well as a farmhouse in a nearby city. However, we have not been able to independently confirm that that search has actually taken place.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency is loaning recreational vehicles to some North Carolinians whose homes were left uninhabitable by Hurricane Florence. Manufactured homes are available for those whose repairs will take up to 18 months. They're primarily in eastern North Carolina. You're listening to NCN News.
Biking to work is great.
Thanks to these new bike lanes.
Now more than ever, people are enjoying the benefits of living in communities where they don't need a car for everything.
How about dinner after work?
Sure, I have to stop at home. Then I'll walk over.
These are sustaining places, neighborhoods that are compact and walkable, communities connected to each other by public transportation, and regions where air and water quality are shared concerns.
The kids I teach get fresh fruits and vegetables with school lunch. Some of it's even from local farms.
The American Planning Association wants you to know that sustaining places like these don't just happen. They take planning, urban, community, and regional planning, plus personal responsibility.
Making the choice.
To take the bus.
To recycle. Reuse.
To use less.
Less water. Less gas.
There's a lot each one of us can do.
And a website where you can learn more. Planning.org. That's planning.org. A message from the American Planning Association and this station.
The Ragsdale High School community is mourning the death of Assistant Principal Gene Ransom, who died in an auto accident this week. Ragsdale Principal Jim Gibson tells WFMY News.
She was probably the, whether you'd call it the backbone or the strongest thread in the fabric, but she's the one that I think that held everything together. Very compassionate, very willing to do whatever she could to help a student or a teacher.
If your teenager drives to school, a new study shows it is better to say no to picking up friends along the way.
I'm Gary Nunn. When teen drivers have another teen or more as passengers, the ride gets a lot more dangerous. AAA Foundation researchers find that when a teen driver has just one teen passenger, the fatality rate for all people involved in the crash surges by 51%. Replace that passenger with an adult, the fatality rate drops 8%. The study amplifies the need for teen drivers to get as much supervised training, coaching, and experience at the wheel as possible.
Police in North Carolina have accused a man of trying to kill a woman by repeatedly slamming a television on her head during a dispute. Greenville police say that 48-year-old Donnell Rogers is charged with attempted murder. A fashion magazine is taking flack for its voter registration drive.
It's one way to get young people to vote. Elle Magazine sent a tweet that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were breaking up. To find out more, followers were directed to a link that took them to the voter registration page for whenweallvote.org. The Kim and Kanye claim was fake. Hours later, Elle tweeted an apology for letting its passion for voter registration cloud judgment. A similar tweet a few days ago from the director of communications at Marquette University offered the reason for the Ariana Grande-Pete Davidson breakup, which was actually linked to vote.org. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Your local weather forecast is brought to you by Sunbelt Service Pros. For professional service, call 910-944-2044. Anytime, day or night.
Good morning. It is a beautiful start to your Friday as high temperatures will gradually climb in the mid to upper 60s. Plenty of sunshine out there. Make sure you've got your sunglasses throughout the day. Changes will start tonight, though, as a cold front approaches North Carolina, and that is going to bring rain and cloud cover that moves in overnight. Low temperatures falling in the mid to upper 50s. Tomorrow's forecast, rain likely, but we'll gradually see rain taper off as well as cloud cover throughout the day. Highs in the upper 60s. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills, sunny and 39 degrees. Humidity maxed at 100%. Dew point 39. Pressure 30-39. Winds calm. Visibility up to 8 statute miles. It is 8:13. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Friday morning. The Moore County Sheriff's Office investigated a report of a projectile striking a passenger bus window, breaking the glass, injuring one passenger. The passenger sustained minor injuries to his face at the intersection of US 1 and Cranes Creek. The incident was caused by flying debris. The Sheriff's Office said that based on the evidence, it appears that a rock or other debris struck the glass of the passenger bus, causing it to break and injure the passenger. They said they are confident that it was not intentional or malicious. Early voting got off to a running start in Moore County on Wednesday. Glenda Clendenin, director of the County Board of Elections, said 1,518 ballots were cast during the first day of one-stop voting in the Sand Hills. The turnout surpassed the first day of early voting for the past 2 presidential elections. The larger turnout is notable because presidential elections typically attract more voters than midterm elections. According to the U.S. Elections Project, 60% of eligible voters nationwide participate in presidential elections, while only 40% of voters turn out for the midterms. Moore County's residents can vote early at the Board of Elections office in Carthage and at the Douglas Community Center in Southern Pines. Of the two one-stop sites, the Douglas Center had the most voters on Wednesday. In high school football action tonight from the Cooper Ford scoreboard, Union Pines will be at home to play against Lee County at 7 o'clock. Also at home, it's a home night for all the three high schools. Northmore hosts West Montgomery at 7 p.m. And the game you'll hear right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Pinecrest will be hosting Scotland. Our pregame will be at 6:50 and kickoff at 7:30. That's the latest Sand Hills news this morning, but stand by. Here comes your latest in sports right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. It is 8:16.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
Here's the pitch, and he swings and hits one in the air to left field pretty well. Back goes Kemp, back toward the wall, looking up, and this ball is gone! 3-run homer, Raffy Devers, 4-0 Red Sox.
Joe Castiglione with the call last night on the Red Sox radio network as Boston punched their ticket to the Fall Classic with a 4-1 victory at Houston in Game 5 of the ALCS. J.D. Martinez also went yard with a solo shot earlier in the game, Justin Verlander, as the Red Sox won their fourth straight game over Houston after dropping the first game of the series. J.D. Martinez says it's great to be going back to the World Series with these terrific teammates of his.
I think the group of guys we got, the characters, everybody here, everyone's so humble. There's nobody in here that thinks they're above anyone else. Everyone's just about the team, and it's been fun.
Astros third baseman Alex Bregman also talked about his team as he is not returning to the World Series.
This year's team was better than last year's team, I believe. But the ball's got to bounce your way in the postseason. It didn't. It's tough. We'll learn from it, and everyone in here will have a little bit of an edge to play with next year.
The Red Sox will face either L.A. or Milwaukee when they play in the World Series for the first time in 5 years. Todd Davis and Chris Harris Jr. returned first-quarter interceptions for touchdowns while the Denver Broncos hounded quarterback Josh Rosen in a 45-10 rout of the Arizona Cardinals. Broncos receiver Emmanuel Sanders threw for a touchdown and also grabbed one. Meanwhile, Rosen threw 3 interceptions, lost 2 fumbles, and limped off the field following his 5th sack late in the game. The LA Lakers opened the LeBron James era last night with a 128-119 loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. James paced the Lakers with 26 points and 12 rebounds. He also collected 6 assists, but he was 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, while LA missed 23 of their 33-point attempts. This is NCN Sports.
Continental Tire presents our annual Big Tailgate Tour.
Our Big Tailgate Tour has another big game this week as Louisiana visits 4-1 App State on Saturday. Look for our Continental Tire tents near Kid Brewer Stadium as we tailgate and talk football from noon to 3, leading up to the 3:30 kickoff.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips, Lose It and Lose It, and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental Tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
Hurricane Florence disrupted the lives of many North Carolinians, and with Election Day approaching, we want to make sure those affected understand their options for voting. You can register and vote during the early voting period, October 17th through November 3rd, or you can vote on Election Day, November 6th. You may also request your ballot by mail. Know your options so your voice is heard this fall. Learn more details at ncsbe.gov/Florence. Sponsored by the North Carolina State Board of Elections and Ethics Enforcement.
The All England Club says it will introduce 5th set tiebreakers at Wimbledon next year when a match reaches 12-12. They're not calling it the Isner rule, but they might as well. We all know why they're doing this.
It's a huge honor. I didn't expect it.
In 2010, John Isner and Nicholas Mahut played the longest match in tennis history at Wimbledon. It took more than 11 hours and 3 days to complete, in which Isner won 70-68 in the final set. In July, the Greensboro native made it to the Wimbledon semifinal before he lost to Kevin Anderson in a more than 6.5-hour match that featured a 50-game 5th set. The Grass Court Grand Slam is the second of the 4 majors to use a 5th set tiebreaker to determine a singles match. The U.S. Open starts 5th set tiebreaker when it's at 6-all. Players in singles matches of the Australian and French Opens will still have to win the final set by 2 games. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. Ah!
this is Steve Adams, candidate for sheriff for Moore County. Looking for something fun to do with you and your dog? Well, this coming Sunday, October 21st, I, along with Chef Karen of Philly and Colts, are throwing the first annual Halloween dog costume party for dogs and their owners at Philly and Colts at the Little River Country Club from 2 until 4. Now, we'll have food and drinks for the dog owners and treats and ice cream for the dogs, plus first, second, and third place prizes for the best dog costume in the costume contest beginning at 3. All humans are encouraged to dress up too. It's the first annual Halloween dog costume party for dogs and their owners at Philly and Colts at the Little River Country Club 2 to 4 this coming Sunday, October 21st. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
Hi, this is Chef Karen at Philly and Colts, and I'm here to thank all of our wonderful customers and friends that have helped us grow into one of the finest restaurants and event spaces in the area. We are open daily for lunch, dinner Tuesday through Saturday, and our Sunday brunch buffet is fabulous at only $14.95. So come out and enjoy our great food, beautiful bar, and unique atmosphere. Philly and Colts at Little River Golf and Resort, 4 miles north of the traffic circle.
Bring a soft glow to your kitchen with new fingerprint-resistant Sunset Bronze appliances from Whirlpool, now available at Keys Appliance Center in Aberdeen. This brushed satin finish reflects natural light at different times of the day, so you're sure to admire your appliances anytime you're in the kitchen. Visit the Keys Appliance showroom at 104 East Main Street in Aberdeen or on the web at keysappliance.com. See store for full details and qualified models.
This is Howard Hoke of Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Are you tired of your stone or dirt driveway? Let our company help make your most prized possession, your home or business, be the envy of your neighbors with a beautiful paved driveway that will last for years to come.
And I'm Sherry Hoke. Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services also offers asphalt patching, excavation and drainage issues, crack filling, seal coating, and striping for both commercial and residential.
Estimates are free and will come to your property to discuss your needs and desires. No job is too big or too small.
Go online to slcontractingllc.com or to our Facebook page to check out our reviews and photos. Call 910-673-1318.
Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services at 910-673-1318. We also provide a 5% active military discount.
Phew, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And that same stifling humidity is in your home's crawl space. A dirt crawl space with open vents is a never-ending source of moisture, which circulates throughout your home. Dust mites, mold, pests, and wood rot all thrive on moisture. These are all good reasons to have a crawl space dehumidifier, not to mention comfort and energy efficiency. Contact Aberdeen Exterminating to learn more about the benefits of Sierra Global Dehumidifiers. Call 944-2474. That's 944-2474.
I'm an official sounding scientist, and I'm here for a comfort experiment. We're going to recreate the way your home heating system works in your car. Crank up your heat, blast it at your face. Starting to break a sweat? This is central heating. A Mitsubishi Electric Zone comfort solution with hyperheating allows you to get just the right amount of heat exactly where you need it. Fast. No cold drafts. It's comfort made personal. This concludes our little comfort experiment.
Four Seasons Heating and Air, the company that wants you to get comfortable with them. Voted Best of the Pines for 2018.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. When I'm done today, I'm going to give out my cell phone number, and I hope you'll text me and let me know your thoughts. I have a guy who constantly lets me know how poorly I'm doing. Now, normally I can blow his comments off without taking them too personally, but the last text I got from him just about did me in, and I keep all his texts. He said, quote, "Bowles does not like you at all, so stop begging him to come on that corny zone." Okay, corny zone, that hurt a little. But to find out that Bowles doesn't like me at all, now that came as a shock. First of all, how do you think it's okay for you to speak for him? He and I talk from time to time, and we've never uttered a harsh word. And second, as many texts as you send me, you still won't tell me who you are. Now, I have your number, but I won't release it on the radio. Of all the mean things you've said to me about how much you hate the zone, this was the most hurtful one you've sent yet. I'm not sure I can go on. By the way, thanks for being such a faithful listener. I happen to believe that in spite of all you say, deep down you hate kissing up to Representative Bowles, and you're just jealous he and I are civil. All right, my phone number, 910-783-5264. Please let me know what you want to talk about. And to my Play Misty for Me fan, I hope you keep listening. To the Zumwalt Zone.
Happy Friday. Starting out the day on a bright and sunny note, and sunshine staying in the forecast throughout the day as highs climb in the mid to upper 60s. Should be a comfortable and crisp fall day outside. But changes arrive tonight as cloud cover moves in and rain will gradually fill in during the overnight hours. Lows tonight falling in the mid to upper 50s. Your Saturday forecast still showing clouds and rain holding on early. Highs in the upper 60s but clearing by the evening. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Today is Friday.
Fun Friday.
Do you have any idea what time it is? Yes.
Wake up time!
What is this show?
This is the show.
Wow, this is even better than I imagined.
Oh, why don't you button up your lip? You got more static on the radio.
What's he like in the morning?
Well, when I'm on the air, I open up completely, really bare my soul.
You do know that you're a crazy person.
Yeah.
This is a radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
Come on, it's showtime.
We shall run across the sky and illuminate the night.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is hour 2 of Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey, the Leader Man's shy sidekick. Good morning.
Don't forget, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is the link that will get you there. If you're on a mobile device, you need the YouTube app and put Mornings with the Leader Man in the search. If you're on your mobile devices needing audio, we suggest tune in iTunes or Streama. Other platforms will work also. Just put WEEB into the search, or you can always get it off of our website at talk973.com. Top right-hand corner of every page, the icon says Listen Live. Tap that once and you're listening live that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills, mostly sunny with a high of 68. Tonight, cloudy, an isolated shower late in the night. Low of 58. Showers and clouds tomorrow. 72 is the best we'll do as a warm front comes through. Saturday night, the clouds move out. Go down for a low of 44 and back to full sunshine on Sunday for our first Halloween costume contest for dogs. Bring them out. Philly and Colts right there on 5501, 4.5 miles north of the traffic circle on the right as you head toward Carthage. So can't miss it. Just go pull in and go straight, and you'll run into the parking lot. You'll see everything. It's just that easy. All right, 57 for a high on Sunday. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, visibility 8 statute miles, pressure is 30-39, dew point 39, humidity maxed out at 100%, and it's let's make it sunshine and 39 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And a reminder tonight that high school football will be on. Pinecrest plays host to Scotland. Big crowds. Come on out. If you can't make it, you can hear it right here on your flagship station for 50 years. Our pregame starts at 6:50 and kickoff is at 7:30. All right. What shall we do? Rim shots?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's wander in that direction.
Make me laugh, baby blue man.
Before I do that, you might think that pumpkins are just for carving, but they're actually really good for eating. Unfortunately, pumpkin pie and pumpkin spice lattes don't count. Anyway, here are 5 potential health benefits from eating pumpkin. It lowers your risk of cancer because of the high carotenoids. I guess that's what it is. Carotenoids, is that what it is?
Carotenoids.
Which is the compound and that functions as an antioxidant.
You know, that tends to be in all the colored vegetables.
And that allows them to be neutralized free radicals, which may protect you against certain cancers. It also might boost your immunity. Pumpkin is loaded with nutrients that can boost your immunity system, like beta-carotene, vitamin C, E, iron, and folate. It could protect your eyesight. It contains chemicals that have been linked to stronger eyesight as your body ages. It can also help you lose weight. Pumpkin's packed with nutrients and low calories. We're talking less than 50 calories per cup. It might improve your heart health. Pumpkin got a lot of potassium and has been linked with lower blood pressure and a reduced risk of stroke. So there you go. Things that pumpkins might do for you.
Squash.
Do what?
Orange squash. We don't think of it that way, but it is. It's a squash.
Yeah, it's a gourd.
A gourd. Isn't a gourd a kind of squash?
Yeah, squash is in the gourd family. All right.
Or is it vice versa? We don't know.
Rim shots it is. Thank you. First in the queue, let me see. Get things so I can work. Kim Kardashian turns 38 today. Don't think of it as, her getting older. Think of it as her butt getting 1 inch closer to the ground.
33?
38.
38. Oh, good. That's a few less years longer we have to deal with her.
P. Diddy blasted Kanye West for meeting with the president. But since the calendar on the wall behind him didn't say 2004, nobody cares. Snoop Dogg turns 47 tomorrow, talking about not caring. And just like every year, Snoop will be well-baked before his birthday cake is. What a proud example he sets. Dale Earnhardt Jr. says he got 12 concussions near the end of his racing career. Now concussions aren't really something we associate with race car drivers. But if you're a spectator, well, they can certainly help you enjoy the sport a little better, I guess.
That's naughty.
Is that bad? All those left-hand turns. Video has surfaced of a worker in Virginia meatpacking plant peeing on the production line. Insiders are calling the video the most horrifying thing that happened in a meatpacking plant since every other second of every other day. A new study found that 1 in 5 office workers work remotely. In other words, 1 in 5 office workers aren't wearing pants right now. A New York man passed away from a rare disease after eating squirrel brains. The cause of his death is listed as Darwinism. Is that too mean? Too soon. Biomedical engineers at the University of Utah have successfully 3D printed human tissue. The engineers recommended keeping some of the 3D printed human tissue handy for the next time you're shot by a 3D printed gun. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have a long list of potential baby names. Oh boy. Or they can do what the Kardashians do and name the baby via iPhone autocorrect. That was funny. Should be. It's my last one. All right, 8:35. 35 now, past the hour.
Autocorrect. I depend on autocorrect, but man, does it screw a lot of things up, too. Hey, listen, you're going to be happy to know that...
Especially when you type a word in, it doesn't recognize and doesn't recommend anything. You got to keep spelling it this way, that way, or another way until it finally pops up there.
Yeah. Gourds and squash are members of the Cucurbitaceae family. Thank me.
You suck at Latin, I can tell you that.
Well, I do. And that contains more than 100 genera and over 700 species. Thank me.
Oh, boy. Things we didn't need to know for, well, ever.
Well, now you know.
Yeah. I never can get that time back. It's gone. Could have been spent more valuable. But no, it's gone. It's kind of like getting these. Are you like me? Now you get more junk calls than you do real calls?
Yeah, I just if I don't recognize the number, I won't answer it. And if you ever call me, you got to leave a message. If you're not in my phone, I'm not going to answer it.
It'll be that way. Well, they spoof it up enough to make it look really local. Somebody, well, might be a client, might be a potential new client. Right. So you answer it, and a recording comes on, and you go, "Man, you put me in this bad mood now." All for a call I instantly hung up on because some company out there thinks it's okay to violate the law on the do not call list and call you anyway. And they'll do it at the perfect time, when you're in the bathroom or when you're cooking or when you're eating. That's when they call.
They do seem to have impeccable timing.
In that case, when it comes to eating, that's any time of the day for Matt.
Now, I did get an email that was rather concerning from a man who is the personal accountant and executive board of directors with the Foreign Trade Bank of Cambodia. And it was quite concerning.
Yeah, and he chose you to get how much money out of his country? He's going to split with you 50-50.
Well, I don't know, but he's going to split it with me, but it's 32 million American dollars.
Yeah.
And it was, the man is dead now, but it was opened by a client of the bank, and he was the CEO of a textile company, a businessman, a miner at Kruger Mining Company there in Cambodia, and was a geologist and consultant with several other mining conglomerates. So that man had a lot of jobs. Hey, on a serious note, folks, when you get those pop-ups on your machine saying your machine is infected, call immediately, don't call. Don't click on any links. Just close it and continue doing what you're doing. Don't click it. And if you clicked it in the past and you called and you let somebody into your machine, then you need to bring your machine in here to let the geek fix it for you.
Yep, it takes special software to get that junk out.
You can be embarrassed if you want, but a lot of people have fallen for it. It's really done. I'm stuttering now. It's really done really well, and so a lot of people have fallen for it. But when Ken goes in and looks, he finds malware underneath there. They clear off stuff and they insert their own stuff. So bring it in.
All right.
And avoid having to bring it in by just closing those when they pop up. Don't worry about them.
Let's go catch some bad guys, shall we? As we hunt them down.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the stories.
All right, my friends. It's time once again to suck in that big breath of air straight across the floor in the style of the Duke, John Wayne, with that big hairy chest stuck out. Open up those closet doors. Today we're going to go, as we expose all 30 of our Liberty safes from McCarthy Shooting Sports, we're going to mosey over to safe number 27.
27 is a Centurion.
All right, we'll open that bad boy up for Matt and let him get in there and pull one out.
You know, I'm going to go with a model I've manufactured, I've never given you before. This is a Rex 01 Tactical Combat Semi-Auto Pistol chambered in 9mm.
All right, well, we'll put that into our holster, pin on our badge, grab 4 or 5 cans of whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of some stupid criminal news.
I want you to know I look forward to your Theater of the Mind sound effects on that one every day.
You do. Well, they are first class, aren't they?
Here, open that safe. I want to hear it again.
It's already open. There's a 34-year-old guy named Zachary Miller, and he went into a Subway in Norcross, Virginia earlier this month and ordered a sandwich. So far, so good.
You know, I envision going down into a Subway station and ordering a sandwich, but I'm not very bright.
And when it was time for him to pay, well, that's when he got crazy. He hopped over the counter and stole about $100 out of the register. Then he took off. And when Zachary went back to the Subway, well, you may say, why?
Why did he go back, Steve?
Well, he forgot a sandwich.
Oh, that's a good reason.
All that waiting and, you know. So he grabbed it and took off again, for real this time. Anyway, the police recognized him from the surveillance video. He was wanted on several other charges, too. And he was arrested Tuesday in Tennessee. You idiot. All right, stupid criminal news number 2. One of the strangest crime sprees in a while is finally over. There's a shoe store in Roanoke, Virginia called Clean Soles, and someone broke in 3 times since July, but they only stole right shoes every time. And here's why, probably. The store only puts out right shoes on their display and leaves the left one in the back, still in the box.
Obviously, this was someone who did not have a clean sole, or they wouldn't have been breaking into the place in the first place.
Anyway, but it wouldn't be a burglar. But wouldn't a burglar want to go search for them? You know, actually have a complete pair of shoes to wear or sell. Anyway, Clean Shoes was hit again on Sunday, but this time the police got there fast and called the 21-year-old Miguel Rodriguez Godoy, one of those guys who walked across the border.
Oh, we don't know that.
Yeah, we do. Got it right here.
Oh.
He just walked across the border and said, "What a country, America. Political asylum. I stay. You pay me." The Democrats said, "Boy, what an idea." Republicans said, "Go home." Anyway, they caught him driving away from the scene, and when they searched his house, they found his entire stash was right shoes. And they also found a sweatshirt that had the phrase, quote, "Call my lawyer," printed on it.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was ready when he came across that border.
I guess.
He's been hit with several charges, including grand larceny, breaking and entering. And it'll be up to ICE to decide whether he's charged of being here illegally. And that, my friends, is your stupid criminal news for this Friday. All right, 8:44, 44 past the hour. Okay, I know. You want your facts. You want them right now, don't you, ma'am? Why, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And now it's time for...
Random.
Facts.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm Joe Friday.
I'm ma'am.
All right, random facts for Friday.
Bring them on.
Melvin Dewey, the guy who invented the Dewey Decimal System, was kicked out of the American Library Association for serial sexual harassment of female librarians.
What's it, Melvin?
No wonder
Dewey?
he hung around the old card catalog, huh? New Coke has a terrible reputation, but before it launched, it actually beat original Coke and Pepsi in blind taste test. The shuttlecock isn't used in badminton today. The shuttlecock that's used in badminton today was created by Eddie Bauer, the person, not the store. Before they patented a standard shuttlecock, there was no consistent size, weight, or material for them. Walt Disney was so bothered by the movie Psycho that he banned Alfred Hitchcock from Disneyland. And there's a name for the apron of fat that hangs down from the bottom of a person's stomach. It's called a panis. A panis.
If you're wearing a short shirt and it's hanging out below, that's a panacea.
I see your panis. How big is your panis? Doesn't everybody have a penis of some size?
No, not everybody.
Yeah, they do.
No, absolutely not.
Unless they're blessed with six-pack abs.
No, you gotta have a decent amount of fat on the front to have a penis.
All right, 8:47.
Dewey died in 1931.
Where's America eating? There's nothing like being drunk at 2 in the morning and mowing through a giant burrito, as if somehow that's going to make you feel better tomorrow, and probably will make you feel worse. A new survey asked people for their favorite place to grab food late at night. You're not going to find many surprises here, but you are going to feel secondhand indigestion.
Jack in the Box. We need one of those here in Marquette.
Number 10 is IHOP. Number 9, KFC. Burger King, 8th. Number 7, a local pizza joint, Waffles House, 6th. Number 5, Denny's. Number 4, Jack in the Box.
See?
Number 3, Wendy's. Number 2, McDonald's. And what was number 1? Most requested food there at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
It was Taco Bell. Speaking of eating, it's about time we had a holiday to celebrate the most important thing in life.
You're making me hungry.
The Sunday is International Nacho Day. Well, technically the name International Day of Nachos. But that's too ridiculous for me to say out loud a second time.
I'll tell you what, if you order me some, because I'm hungry, if you order me some right now, I'll share with you, Steve. You may have some even though they're nachos.
Here are a few stats about our love of all things nachos in honor of the holiday. 81% of the people say they love nachos. Another 17% say they like them. And only 0.5% said they hate them. 26% of the people have eaten at least a full plate of nachos in one sitting. The most popular topping are cheese, ground beef, guacamole, sour cream, and jalapenos.
Guacamole? What are you, from North Carolina?
I am, and proud of it. I've suffered through enough summers here to earn the stripes. And I've hated every single summer, even as a kid. The only thing I liked about summer was it meant you weren't in school.
Why? What do you not like about summer? Just kidding, folks. He's not going to go on a rant.
Everything. Outdoors.
Don't go on a rant, Steve.
Just love running into spider webs and frogs jumping all over the front yard. And
frogs are cool.
And what else? Oh, yes, the heat and humidity, which makes you sweat.
I have a joke about a frog, but
sure to stick to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I can't tell you on the air.
Yeah, I really love summer.
All right, what's the next item on this list?
Sitting in your car and you felt like you just got in an oven. That's a good one, too.
Would feel good right now.
I did that. And finally, 3% of the people say they only eat nachos when they drink or are drunk. Yeah, you do a lot of things when you're drunk you might not do when you're sober.
Oh, I'm so glad I never drank. Or smoked.
Well, I did both.
Or chew. Or go with girls who do.
Don't smoke anymore. And it's so rare when I have a drink. I guess you can say I don't drink.
Yeah.
All right, let's beat up on Matt a little bit today. Shoot, it wouldn't be good if we didn't.
Would be okay.
No, it wouldn't. As we play Spy the Lie. Spy the Lie.
Spy the Lie.
Let me clean a few things off.
Let me say spy the lie again to buy you some time.
All of the following were Boy Scouts that achieved their Eagle Scout badge except for one. Spy the Lie. Neil Armstrong, Alec Baldwin, Mike Rowe, Sam Walton, Secretary of Energy Rick Perry.
Secretary of Energy Rick Perry? No, that wasn't my guess. That was a question. I was going to say
You didn't put it in the form of a question.
I was going to say Mike Rowe. One of the other ones.
Alec Baldwin, he's too big of a fat pork pie to get an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just had it in my mind somehow.
He's a fat little pig.
No, that's his daughter, according to him.
He couldn't do all the physical that's needed for an Eagle Scout badge?
Well, he could have once upon a time, but yeah, it's not exactly in keeping with his values.
All of the following were Cub and Boy Scouts growing up except for one. Spy the Lie. Was it Bill Clinton, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Bill Gates, or Harrison Ford?
John Lennon.
No, that's right. It was John Lennon. Well, you think he couldn't get out of bed to be a Cub Scout?
I don't know. It just doesn't strike me as a scouting kind of guy.
Too busy in touch with his feelings and music flowing out of his head.
Writing ridiculous songs like Imagine.
All of the following are titles of real Halloween movies except for one. Spy the Lie. Halloweenie. The Dog That Saved Halloween. Halloween Prom. Mr. Halloween. Or Return to Halloween Town.
Boy, I'm going to say Return to Halloween Town. Must be The Dog That Saved Halloween.
No, somebody actually wasted money doing a movie about the dog that saved Halloween.
Probably on Hallmark Channel.
It was Halloween prom.
Halloween prom. Well, I'm surprised. I guess proms happen, though, in the spring, right?
Who knows? The big screen or television, they can just happen anywhere.
I went to a parochial school. We didn't have proms. If it ain't parochial, don't fix it.
10 best things about working from home. Going to an office to work every single day is out. Working naked and unshowered is in. According to a new survey, 1 out of 5 Americans say they work remotely either all the time or at least a few days a week. And here are the top 10 perks of that life. There's more flexibility with your hours and breaks. You can save time by not commuting. There's fewer distractions. Seems like there'd be more. Because that television will be on.
Seems like there would be more.
You save money, especially on transportation costs. You're more productive. It lets you take care of your kids and the family members.
Which would be the distractions that are less.
It's better for your mental health and happiness. It lets you take care of your pets. It's easier to be accountable for yourself. And last but not least, it's more environmentally friendly.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, so you're not putting pollutants in the air, and we're not having to build as many parking lots. And
that last one is, like, really important and, like, you know, something that means, like, a lot to me.
This is a perfect example of the difference between a break-in up in Canada and a break-in down here. The cops in Upper Talenton, Nova Scotia, got a call earlier this week from someone who saw 2 suspicious women go into their neighbor's house while that neighbor was away. And it turned out these women were house cleaners who went to the wrong house. Yes. In a Canadian break-in, you get your house cleaned. Anyway, the cops are reminding people to lock their doors.
Please lock your door.
Why? I need my house cleaned. And you don't have, if you don't have a Halloween costume yet, here's an idea that will sell out.
I have one.
And let's be honest, we're all willing to sell out. Dunkin' Donuts is holding a contest this Halloween where you can win $1,000 and a year's worth of coffee if you dress up like a Dunkin' Donut. What does that entail? That's up to you, and the more creative you are, the better your chances. Just how bad do you want a cup of coffee?
One man died when he fired a shotgun in his middle trying to create the hole.
Yeah.
It's very sad. The joke, I mean.
Anyway, so it goes for this Friday and this week. Have yourself a great, safe weekend. We'll see you tonight for Pinecrest football. They take on the Fighting Scots of Scotland County. That'll be at pregame 6:50 and kickoff 7:30. And you'll hear it right here. And don't forget, millions of Americans have fallen and they have died. To give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the Leader Man and Nick and Colt the Dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.
And I'm Matt Horsey with a quote from columnist Gebra. Don't ask. Remember this when you go to vote. Daring never goes out of style. Stay tuned for the Chris Plant Show, followed by Rush Limbaugh at noon. Sean Hannity is on at 3, and Mark Levin is at 6. Join us. Join the conversation. Like us at Facebook.